everyone! Today we're going to do a review of A Walk in Walt's Disneyland Footsteps. Now this tour basically takes you on Walt Disney's journey to creating Disneyland, the magical place.
That is correct. The tour leaves about 9:30 in the morning. Depending on what time of the year you go, there's actually two tours, one in the afternoon. However, we did the morning one.
We did the morning one.
There is a kiosk kind of, what's it called?
A kiosk area, and basically it's a place where you go and you meet the tour guide, and the tour guide meets you around 9 o'clock. Even though your tour starts at 9:30, you should get there 30 minutes prior to. The tour place is actually to the left of City Hall, and when you get there, the tour guide introduces himself, and you have to actually order your lunch prior to the tour beginning, and the tour guide gives you a cool pin. Let's show them.
With your name on it?
Yeah, with your name on it.
Somebody else's name.
So it's really special. When we got this, we were like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. We were really excited to get this pin. And then after that, he also gives you audio equipment so you can hear him during the tour, or her during the tour.
Yeah, it's like one headphone, mono headphone. It goes within your ear. If you have your own headphones, like say an iPod headphone, I kind of recommend that. I feel like.
I recommend bringing them just because, I don't know,
they weren't the best headphones.
Yeah, sometimes it doesn't stay in your ear properly, but...
And you have to make sure you're on the right channel as well.
Yes, which they do make sure that you're on the right channel before the tour begins. The tour guide says, okay, can everyone hear me? And you have to make sure you can hear him through the headphones. Because there are around 15 people on the tour, so, you know, you're not going to be right next to the tour guide throughout the whole tour. So you might not be able to hear him if you're towards the back.
Correct. And you talked about the lunch?
Yep.
Now the tour is about 3 hours long or so.
3.5 hours long. It basically, when it's 9:30, the tour begins, and you walk over to the Firehouse, and the Firehouse, above the Firehouse is Walt's
apartment.
Yeah.
Where he used to live when, when the park first opened. Past tours have gone up there. We will talk about where we got to go up. But there is a lamp that right by the window when Walt was in the park that he used to turn on to tell the cast members to
that he's there.
Yeah, to be on the lookout and be your best. They do leave that on all the time now when the park is open, just to remind people that Walt's still there. Yeah, and the tour guide
spoke about that, and he spoke about Walt's youth with us. And after that, after the Firehouse, the fire station, we went to where Walt gave his dedication speech.
Correct, right by the flagpole, and I guess the hub by, what was it?
Right, the
town
square. So that was really special for us. I don't know, I felt like, as he was talking about it, I felt like Walt's presence. So that was really cool.
Yeah, they actually played the speech while we were standing there, so we were kind of like we were there on
like
that
we
day
were
of.
there, if you use your imagination just a little bit, and you felt like you were actually there, which was very cool.
Close your eyes. It's pretty crazy. Then we proceeded to walk down Main Street.
And we stopped at the partner statue where the tour guide spoke a little bit more. And after that, we went through
the castle into Fantasyland.
And as we went through the castle, our audio equipment played clips from Walt Disney himself, which was very cool. Now, your audio equipment was not working.
Yeah, towards the beginning, like I said, definitely make sure you're on the right channel, because I think at one point mine must have moved over, and I don't think I heard any janitors talking, but I don't I didn't hear the tour guide.
Yeah,
so
and I was saying, I hear it, and he was like, I don't hear it.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll try to change your channel.
Yeah, eventually I did
So,
get mine to work properly.
Yeah. And then after that, we went on Alice in Wonderland, and we didn't have to stand in line at all. We got to, go forward, and our whole group got to go on the ride, and that was really cool for us because this was our first time in Disneyland. And as you all know, Disney World
doesn't have
it. So it was really cool to go on that ride and experience it as part of the tour.
Correct. Now, the tour guide was actually wearing what people call plaid, which is like a plaid shirt, and most VIP guests hire a plaid person that is like a fast pass to anything. Going to Alice in Wonderland kind of made us feel special because that's what these plaid people were doing, and they took us right on the ride, so no wait for us.
Mm-hmm. So that was really fun for us. After that, we headed to Frontierland, and that's where the famous petrified tree resides. If you don't know the story, Walt Disney actually gave this tree to Lillian.
His wife?
Yes, his wife, Lillian, for their 31st anniversary. And Lillian was like, oh, I think I'll donate this to Disneyland, and that's why it is in Disneyland now. And the tour guide actually spoke about that as we stood by the tree. So that was fun too.
If you look around the Disneyland parks, there's a lot of stuff named Lillian, and that happens to be his wife. Such as one of the trains is a Lillian Bell.
Right, and Lillian was just really special to Walt, so you can see that in Disneyland when you go.
Correct.
After going there, we headed towards New Orleans Squares, where we stopped in front of Club 33. At that point, we were all set. Like, we thought we were going in because we read, previous reviews, and we were like, oh, we're going to go in Club 33 now. So then he was like, we're not going in. And so we got a little bit disappointed at that point. But he did tell us about Club 33 and about its history. So that was cool for him to speak about it, but we were a little disappointed that we weren't going up because we thought we were. We anticipated that we were going to.
We did get to see the front door though.
Yes.
And we got to see where the old door used to be. There's a newer door, and the old entrance, we got to see that, which I guess is special.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that was another past tours. You used to be able to go either Club 33, Walt Apartment, or another one that we'll talk about.
After that, we went towards Haunted Mansion, where the tour guide spoke a little bit more, and then we boarded the Disneyland Railroad to Tomorrowland. And during the train ride, the tour guide did not speak through the audio equipment, but you were free to ask him any questions that you had and you wanted answered. And now let's take a look at our train ride to Tomorrowland.
Left empty for 6 years. There was a giant hole in the floor here, and Walt went to the East Coast for his golden opportunity that we'll talk about later. But when he came back, both of these attractions, they had just begun construction.
To those who just joined us, welcome aboard the Disneyland Railroad. To ensure a safe ride, remember to stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please, watch your kids. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide a los pequeños. We're now entering Splash Mountain, where every day is a tippity-doo-dah day. If you look real hard, you'll just find your laughing place. We're now passing over Creature Country, where Winnie the Pooh, King, Brer Rabbit, and Brer Bear make their homes and embark on fun-filled adventures. Although this land was made for critters, human-type folks are always invited to stop in to visit.
All these projects. avoid them.
Yeah.
Whereas back then, we could barely afford to buy the land.
Right.
The attractions that Walt personally paid for out of his own pocket, the Mark Twain Tiki Room.
We're traveling along the rivers of America and into the American frontier as it looked more than a century ago. This area is so rich with natural beauty and wildlife. You can see why the early settlers were inspired to move west. You're seeing this view just like many of them did, from the comfort of a genuine steam-powered train. When these iron horses first started crisscrossing the country in the 1800s, the time it took folks to reach the west dropped from months to a matter of days. Why? Steam-powered not only fueled trains, but the dreams of a whole new generation as they settled this great frontier.
So much history.
Yeah. But funny enough, I find learning about American history more interesting. It's quite, because obviously it started up with us coming over, didn't it? England coming over. So that's kind of interesting.
So have you been to the American Adventure at Walt Disney World and the Hall of Presidents?
Been to the Hall of Presidents, been there.
The American Adventures I have done. The American Adventures. Next time you go, it's my most favorite Disney attraction, makes me cry every time. But it talks a lot about the American airport.
Right, yeah.
Especially there. All the way the whole thing is
It's unbelievable. What it would be like to visit the cartoon town where Mickey, Minnie, Donald, and Goofy live? Well, in just a few moments you can find out for yourself. Because our next stop is Toontown Depot, official train station for Mickey's Toontown. This is also the nearest stop to Fantasyland, where you'll find many of your favorite Disney animated characters and stories. If you'll be leaving us here, please wait until the train comes to a full stop. Remember your personal belongings and step carefully from the train. Y'all have fun and say hi to Mickey for me. For those of you continuing on with us, we'll be resuming our trip in just a moment. This is Toontown Depot.
That it was all kind of based on. But that's still carried on.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us on the Disneyland Railroad. For a safe ride, remember to stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please, watch your kids. ¿Qué tal, amigos? Y bienvenidos a bordo. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren. Y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias. As we steam on through Fantasyland, you may want to take one more look at the majestic Matterhorn Mountain and the happiest cruise ever sailed. It's a small
Main Street here is more Midwestern.
She thought my film was like
Florida is Victorian.
That's so weird.
There's more Victorian in Florida, and here's more Midwestern.
I should have.
It's the studio.
Oh, ahead of
It's
us
the
lies
mix.
the
We have Hollywoodland.
Well, I guess we all know that. What I mean to say is, we're heading to Tomorrowland, where everything is possible. You look overhead, you might catch a glimpse of a monorail.
Where originally Walt
When Disneyland introduced the monorail back in 1959, it was the first daily operating monorail system in the entire Western Hemisphere. Winded below us is the Autopia, where drivers of all ages can get behind the wheel of a car, and no license is required. If you ever want to become an astronaut, then you might want to stop at Space Mountain and Star Tours, where they got some new wrangled flying spaceships that'll launch you into the deepest reaches of space. And you can ride them if you got the mind,
I've seen the building saying
and the
something about
nerve.
Disney Studio, but that's not nothing to do with
Well, folks, we're now arriving at Tomorrowland Station. If you'll be leaving us here, just stay seated until we come to a full stop. Gather your belongings and step carefully from the train.
So I was thinking, like, why would these
Have fun in the future.
and everyone else is
For the rest of you, just sit tight. We'll be on our way in just a minute.
It was supposed to be.
Right, gotcha.
There's a film in the Opera House of the first 50 magical years with Steve Martin and Donald Duck, where he shows you the concept. And we have the concept art for that park in City Hall on Main Street.
So that was a pretty enjoyable train ride.
Yeah, it was very relaxing. After our train ride, we got off at Tomorrowland and we went to, we headed towards Matterhorn and then It's a Small World. And then we actually went back on Main Street and we got to see Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln. After Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln, we went to go eat lunch at
The Jolly Holly.
Jolly Holiday.
Our food was already set up on each table. Like Lindsay said, we ordered the lunch as soon as, or right before the tour started. So our food was already there with our name on them. They also gave us a pin, which is a pretty cool pin.
This pin
especially
is
if you collect them.
amazing. I'm gonna actually show you guys a close-up and then look at the inside. Okay, it is pretty cool. We were so excited to get this pin.
A very nice pin. Each person gets one pin. So our meal was there. We chose the caprese.
Yeah, the
sandwich.
caprese.
And also we got to pick a dessert, which we picked Mickey sugar cookie. Can't go wrong with that. And also you get one beverage, a Coke product in a bottle or water. It was a very delicious lunch, especially on a hot day. It was very nice to go in the shade.
Yeah.
But the food was very good.
And they had it all set up for us. It was an amazing lunch. I was like, this is so nice. So that was really enjoyable. So after lunch, a second tour guide actually came and joined the first tour guide and brought us into the Dream Suite. And it's right above Pirates of the Caribbean. And not everyone gets to see the Dream Suite. So this was really special for us. So we were really excited to go up there and see the Dream Suite.
Now what the Dream Suite was Walt's vision for this was to put his family, because his family was growing, he wanted another place to live for not only him but his family as well. And there was no room to put him up above the Firehouse.
Right, in his small apartment. So he actually had the Dream Suite built. Unfortunately, Walt never got to, or his family never got to stay in the Dream Suite because Lillian, after he passed away, didn't want to be in the Dream Suite without Walt.
Yeah, it was actually not built in time, but they did have the floor plans, and that's what they used the floor plans on.
So the Dream Suite was absolutely amazing. All the rooms in the Dream Suite are themed. And all the rooms also have what's called a kiss goodnight. This is something that Walt did in every single room. And in each room it has something special where you turn on like a switch, almost like a light switch, and then something magical occurs. And that's what Walt labeled as a kiss goodnight.
Yeah, if you watch the Disneyland 60 show, special, they actually took a little tour of it. The person that played Olaf showed it. He showed the shower where hidden Mickey was there, and also his head, but his head wasn't really there. That was just a special effect. But only Mickey's head was there. If you go in the other bedroom, there was a train that when you put the switch on, the train magically turned on. The room really
came to life.
Yeah, it was pretty.
It was amazing.
Impressive.
Now, you're not allowed to take pictures in the Dream Suite of the rooms, but there's one area of the Dream Suite where they do allow you to take a photo, and it's on a couch, and they call it like the special couch.
Yeah, they were very excited for the couch.
Yeah, so everyone got to take a picture on the couch, and including us, we got to take a picture on the couch, and it was really magical and exciting. You also get to take pictures when you exit on the balcony, so it overlooks Frontierland and
where
New Orleans Square.
Fantasmic. Right in front, Fantasmic.
Right in front of
Would be there
Fantasmic.
if it was playing.
So you could actually, if you stood on the balcony, you could watch Fantasmic. It would be like a perfect view of Fantasmic.
I definitely recommend if you had a way to get up there during Fantasmic.
Yes.
I don't think you can get up there.
No.
It'd be like the perfect view for it.
Yeah. So overall, we thought the tour was absolutely amazing. The pricing of the tour, it's $109 currently. That's a regular price, but if you are an annual pass holder or a AAA member or a DVC member, you get a discount, 15% off, I think.
Yep.
So we thought it was an amazing tour. We thought the tour guides did an amazing job. They answered all our questions and they gave us so much insight into Walt's life.
They were very knowledgeable.
Very knowledgeable cast members.
They never actually met Walt, but I don't think you would know the difference. They knew so much about him.
They knew so much, and if you asked them a question on the spot, they knew the answer. They were really amazing and really friendly.
They're very passionate of what they did.
Mm-hmm. And it was an amazing experience. We give it 2 thumbs up.
If you're going to Disneyland, or if you're going for even the first time or the 100th time, I would definitely recommend checking out this
Walking
tour.
in Walt's Disneyland footsteps.
And also, if you like this video, give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe.
Yeah, and leave any comments below for us.
And let us know if you've been on this tour and what you thought about it.
Bye, guys.